Good morning to you from USA Climbing. We are broadcasting live to you from the GOAT Climbing Gym here in Hackensack, New Jersey for the North American Cup Lead Semifinal. I'm your host, Ahmed Toure. I'll be reporting live to you solo today. And in a few moments, you will witness our top 26 men and women from yesterday's qualification round fight for a top 8 position and ticket to tonight's final, including old school climbers like Vernikov and Chris Sharma. So that'll be a special treat for everyone to watch. Over here on the left, you're going to see the men's semifinal route. About 47 moves. Walls are about 60 feet tall, 20 meters tall. The men's route is quite cryptic from what the route setters have described. A lot of crimps, going to be quite a test of their finger strength, especially for the upper half. And then if we move over to the right side, we'll see the women's route. Combination of power, technical movements, and just a lot of pacing changes as the route goes. Up first, for the women, we have Jordan Hecker from Demarest, New Jersey. And on the right, for the men, we have Darren Skolnick from Hayworth, New Jersey. All right, and both climbers kicking things off. Here we go. Darren making that first couple of kind of powerful, sketchy moves. All right, and there goes Jordan making progress. Able to manage to get that first clip. So again, if we break down each route a little bit here, the men's route, again, very cryptic according to the route setters. As you can see, a lot of crimps, a lot of volumes here, a lot of delicate footwork, especially in this section that Darren is in right now. For those unfamiliar with this format, we are going in reverse order. So these are our last place qualifiers from yesterday's round. However, that does not mean that they are going to get last today. Everybody here is more than capable of making it to the final. It's just going to be a fight to do so. All right, Jordan has made it through the first section and is on those rock city holds, getting a little bit more open hand and slower. Darren has terrific pace going through this route. Looking pretty confident. Manages to find the clip. Jordan having a little trouble managing to find the position to get this clip. He does manage to find it. Let's see if she can reach that right hand over to that pink undercling. And opts for the cross instead, and then places the right hand. Smart climbing from Jordan. All right, a little shakeout from Darren, and he's gone on and continuing with the route. Starting to get into a slightly more open hand section here. Looking comfortable. All right, Jordan looks like she got something back from that shakeout. Let's see. And a little bit of a power move there. It just didn't quite have enough contact on that hold to make it go. Darren with the cross manages to save it. Slid off just a smidge. And managed to get his right foot up and is looking a little bit more comfortable on that wall. Yep. Now, if we look a little closer, you can see gets a little open hand here, but then after that, in this next section, it is just a crimpy like fight to get to the end here. Let's see if Darren's got it. Managing to get a low clip there. Side note, I've known Darren for quite a while. He's even done some emceeing for USA Climbing in the past. And just before getting into that really crimpy section, Darren takes our fall. Good performance from Darren Skolnick and Jordan Hecker. Darren is a fantastic human athlete, all-around good guy. He's done a couple of events for USA Climbing in the past, and he always brings the energy. So, love to see him do well. All right. And once we clear that rope and our wonderful belaying volunteers over there and staff get that rope out of the way, we'll bring on our next two athletes. Our next two athletes, for the women, we're going to have Iris Hinin, and she's from Montclair, New Jersey. And on the men's side, we have Decker Scully from Oklahoma City. All right, getting a little shakeout in, getting mentally prepared. And in a moment, their clock will start, and they are off. Oh, look, looks like a little delay there. And now they're off. Okay. Both Iris and Decker turned around and getting started. Moving up quick. Iris with good palm press here to get her started. And both athletes managed to find the first clip, and they are on their way. We talked a lot about the men's route, but I got to say, I really like the way the women's route flows. Lots of little changes, lots of different little tests to see exactly how competent each one of these climbers is going to be. I believe that this route is really going to provide some good separation for the final, but only time will tell. We'll see as these athletes climb, top, fall, all of it. Decker moving pretty comfortably through the route so far. All right, and there goes Decker moving through the more open hand section after a quick little read. Almost a little slip there, but he manages to find it. Right. Iris manages to make it where Jordan made it. She's got one more hold to go. That's where Jordan was. Let's see if she can make this next move. And Iris nails the power move. Can she keep it? Wow, very impressive from Isis. That is definitely going to move her up above Jordan by one hold, a little movement there. And wow, that section looks incredibly like difficult. Just I think a little bit of a change in footwork might have gotten her that hold and put her in a little bit more stable position, but unfortunately wasn't able to get it. But all around good showing. Looks like Decker fell a little early as well, just slightly before Darren's fall. Yeah, you guys can probably hear the crowd. You can hear Ben Roa in the background over there as MC. Just keeping that crowd nice and hyped for us. And on their way out, up next we have Riley Doherty on the women's route from Pelham, Ontario. And on the men's side, we have William Flores from Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah, Riley is, so she's from Canada, from our neighbor to the north, and only 17 years old, just getting started with her NACS career, it seems like. On the other hand, William Flores, I've definitely seen him for a while now, as both an athlete and a coach. So, yeah, good luck to you, buddy. You got it. Both athletes managing to find that first clip. All right, Riley moving through this with a pretty good pace right now. Not looking very uncomfortable or unsure of herself. Taking a little pause to reassess this move. It's a little complex here. All right, and going back to William, he's managed to find the layback. And getting a little shakeout. Yep, that would be the position to do that. All right, William's going to need to fight through this next section just to get to that blue undercling. It seems like that's going to be the next good rest position. In the meantime, we have Riley on the right. With a surprisingly early fall. Looks like the rip caught her leg a little bit, but she looks okay. All right, and that will do it for Riley Doherty. But if we keep looking to the left, we still got William Flores now moving through the slightly crimpier, more open hand section. All right, and that's going to be the fall from William. Very good burn. Didn't quite make it Like to that rest position, but good effort all around. While we wait for our next two athletes to come out, just want to remind y'all, both Vasya Vernikov and Chris Sharma will be competing at this competition. They both made the semifinal. Very much a surprise for me to see both of them on that list. It's been a minute since they've competed, but I'm happy to see it. Can't wait to see how these guys do and stack up against the new generation. All right. Cameras are panned to our officials and route setters right now. They get the comfy chairs, of course, after a long week of prep and more competition to go. They deserve it. All right, up next. All right, we have Sophia Shu climbing on the women's side from Lexington, Massachusetts, and Austin Leay from Austin, Texas. All right, Sophia getting started on the right side. And there goes Austin getting started on the left. It's going to be fun to continue to watch as these athletes continue to fall, get a little further. As we move on through this competition, we should see hopefully a few tops, but as we get through these climbers, we'll get a little bit further and further on this route and kind of get to see what each one is a little bit more about. Austin moving pretty comfortably through this section. Looking very strong, cautious, but strong. Sophia floats to that undercling and manages to find that cross, but going to go back and find the clip instead. Smart climbing from Sophia. A little side note, Austin Leay is he's from Austin, and so am I. Actually climbed on my youth team for a little while, so it's kind of special to see him here in the semifinal. I'll keep my bias to myself, but certainly rooting for him. All right, Sophia manages to find the undercling and just crossing left to the undercling. Let's see if that goes for her. All right. Puts her in position to come to that undercling a little bit easier. Hopefully that's enough to get this. There we go. Places the foot. Can she keep it for the big move? Not quite. So it looks like on that particular move, it really requires you to bring that right foot up on top of the volume instead of the slightly more comfortable foot chips in the middle of the volume. They're just not quite getting the height. So bring that right foot up, planting it really, really solid on the top corner of the volume, and then going for that cross might do these athletes, or at least the women, a little bit of good. All right. And there goes Austin Leay on the layback. He's getting another quick look at the route. A1 competitive climbing over here. Yep, just as you've noticed, all athletes, and if they can see the rest of the route, they will take their time, shake out on it, but also just give it a quick reread. make sure they haven't missed anything. All right. All right, and Austin manages to find the juggy undercling right before the next section. A little shakeout from him here, and then we'll see if he can manage to find the top. I'd like to take a moment to thank some of our sponsors, the North Face, EP Climbing, YETI, and Intermountain Health. Austin trying to make a decision whether he's going to go right hand with the Gaston first or go left hand. Opting for the left. Manages to find his foot. And he manages to find the press. And that will be high point for the time being. All right. Now that he's made it through this section, this is where the route setters have said that this is the test of fitness right here. These holds get incredibly small. And there it is, right there. Austin Leay with an impressive attempt on our semifinal route. For those unfamiliar with this competition and this style of competition, these athletes are basically just trying to get as high as they can on their route. They only have one shot to do it, and each hold is going to be worth a particular point value. So our previous athletes on the men's side were making it to about hold 25, 26, 27. Austin has managed to make it to hold 33, putting him ahead of the pack at the moment. On the women's side, we haven't seen anyone get past that that sloper with the grip screwed onto it. That's going to be hold 21. We've seen mostly the girls just make it between hold 16 and 20 so far. Let's see if we can break that with our next two athletes. All right, and for the men, that's going to be Joshua Platco from Aberdeen, New Jersey. And on the women's side, we've got Alyssa Keanini from Vancouver, Washington. Oh, yeah. So these two are pretty seasoned athletes. They're going to look pretty comfortable on the wall, at least from what I've seen, like in their previous competitions. They are definitely on the younger side. I believe Alyssa was born in 2006 and Josh born in 2008. So they are on the younger side, but they are fierce competitors. Can't wait to see what they pull off on these routes. Joshua is flying through this route so far. Taking a little pause, but there he goes again, just moving through. All right, thought about the cross for a second, but managed to go right hand instead, a little safer bet. We'll put switch from Alyssa there. Manages to find hold number 16, that undercling. All right, let's see what she opts to do. So we've seen it goes either way. You can go left hand to that undercling and then cross into the Gaston so that you're more set up for the next move. Alyssa is going for the right hand first, and looks like she'll either make that adjustment or go from the undercling. Joshua Platco is just moving through this route with lightning speed. A precarious little heel hook there, but it does manage to find the undercling, so yeah, good for him. Let's see. All right. This is normally where I think most folks would shake out. I think Josh, maybe he's a little pumped, maybe not, I can't tell. And Alyssa manages to bring her foot onto the volume, like we were saying earlier, and manages to find 22. Let's see how much further she can get here. Joshua Platco. Oh, looks like he's really fighting here. Finds the clip from a very low position. Smart climbing from Joshua. And Alyssa is moving. All right, and with movement, Joshua is probably going to have that newest high point. Interesting positions from Joshua Platco on that attempt there, but lots of fight and managed to get pretty far on that route. And we still got Alyssa Keanini on the wall onto the pink sloper section. So that open hand grip right there, like she is shaking out, but you know, it's residual returns at this point. Yep, so she's using that crimp as well. And here we go. Let's see if that was enough energy to move her through this next section of the route. Oh, Alyssa really wants it. She's fighting. Oh, fantastic burn from Alyssa Keanini. She's the first to make it through hold 22 on that, or 21 and 22 on that route. Managed to make it to hold 26 with movement to 27. That'll put her in first place as we move on through the semifinal route. Just a side note, too, for all those watching, if you know some of these athletes out there and I am butchering their name, please feel free to send me a message. You can do that. You can just do that via Instagram if you like. I'm easy to find. Ahmed Toure. If you look at the bottom left of the screen, there's a man, myth, legend, Tab Stevens, and John Muse. Tab Stevens has been a A1 volunteer for years and years and years, and John Muse is the VP of sport. All right, and we have two more athletes on out. Let's see who they are. We've got Anna Choy climbing the women's route. She's from Chino, California. And on the men's route, we have Turner Marks from Hawthorne, New Jersey. All right, yeah. Oh, hometown boy over here with the goat jersey. That's right. Turner must be feeling pretty comfortable on this wall, home wall after all. Let's see if that translates into an epic performance from him. All right, and Anna Choy, seasoned competitor as well. Seen her competitions for quite a while now. Let's see if she's got the composure and the stuff today to make it to the final. Turner is looking quite comfortable, moving through this pretty quickly. It doesn't really look it, but he is just moving, I think, with quite a bit of efficiency where the smooth looks fast. All right, moving through. And Turner's going to make it through that volume section here and move on to the open hand blues. Oh, a little fight to get that crimp, but manages to find it. Let's see if he's got enough to make it to that blue undercling and get a little bit of rest. All right, come on. There we go. We've got Anna Choy and Turner marks. Anna figuring out the number 16 undercling. Looking for a knee bar. I'm not sure if she's able to find it. All right, let's see if that was enough of a shakeout for Turner. Looking pretty strong here. Let's see if he can manage the press. And with his height, he was able to reach that pretty easily. The foot bringing it up is definitely a little harder for the tall folks, but manages to do it. All right, and Anna Choy is approaching that little choke point we've been seeing. Let's see if she can move past hold 21 like Alyssa. Turner finds the clip and the side pull. Ooh, little slip, but finds it. All right, he's in a bit of a panic, it looks like. But let's see if he can keep it together and get that next hold. Come on. All right, and Turner's going to fall right there. Good burn from Turner Marks. Certainly made the home gym proud, I'm sure. And Anna Choy still moving through the semifinal route. Manages to make it past hold 21. Finds the foot. Can she get the crimp? Oh! Inches away. So close. We get in the exact same position as Alyssa Keanini. If you're unaware of how these scores go back, if in the event of a tie, it's going to go back to the countbacks from yesterday's competition. So since Anna has placed higher than Alyssa, even though they've gotten to the same place on this route, Anna will place ahead of Alyssa. All right, just getting that rope out of the way so we can bring out our next athlete. Again, we are here at the GOAT at Hackensack, New Jersey for the North American Cup lead semifinal. I'm Ahmed Toure, your host, and we have gone through 6 of our 26 athletes. in this semifinal round. You'll look, we've got a mix of just members, athletes from the other day, officials. Everybody came out to support these athletes today. All right, folks, up next, for the women, we have Autumn Lloyd from Grand Junction, Colorado. And on the men's route, we have Ryan Almeida from Manorville, New York. Both athletes turned around. Another quick look at the route before hopping on. And there goes Ryan. Looking confident through that first section. All right, and there goes Autumn starting off on the right side. All right, both Ryan and Autumn moving very smoothly through this section. Looking very comfortable, don't look worried at all. Loving to see the men take it nice and easy during this section. All it's going to take is a little bit of a slip on that volume, and you're done. Autumn Lloyd finds the cross, going to move into hold 16. All right, and Ryan manages to find the layback. That's going to be holds 17 and 18. Reminder, our high point right now on the men's route is going to be hold 33 with movement to 34. If you're unfamiliar with the concept of movement, the term I just used, basically these athletes, again, they get points for every hold that they control. However, they're also going to get points if they attempt to go for that next hold. So you might see in the results page a number and then a plus sign. That's just going to indicate that they made movement in an attempt to get that next hold. So trying matters, y'all, especially at this high level of competition. It's not a good idea to just let go. Fight for every hold, and it might just give you that extra bump that you need to make that podium or not. All right. Autumn Lloyd, very comfortable on that side pull. Made going to 21 look easy. Ryan with the slip, but incredible save from Ryan Almeida. Oh my God, fantastic. And it looks like he's going to shake out and get some of his composure back. But wow, what a save. Autumn Lloyd, if you just saw that, she went up a little bit, but it looks like she's not very happy with the next section of holds, and I don't blame her. It's nothing but open hand slopers. So it looks like she went back down to the jug just to get a little bit more of a shakeout before dealing with that section. Smart climbing from Autumn Lloyd. Let's see if it'll be enough to get her through the section. And as good as that hold like is for her, it's not the best in the entire world. It's a sloper jug for sure. And Ryan Alameda will take the fall. Fantastic effort from Ryan. What a save from him. Definitely put him at that same little choke point as the rest of our top men right now. Autumn Lloyd just getting it back, just trying to find that composure. Looks like she's finding it. All right. Oh, shook her head a little bit. Let's see what she's thinking. Oh, all right. And Autumn Lloyd, I think, got just a little uncomfortable in that section. Just going to take the fall there. All the points that she got, all the holds that she was able to get above the place that she fell, those will be counted. Yeah, so down climbing does not take away your points. All right, folks, and rope's about to clear out of the way, and in the meantime, I'll introduce you guys to our next two athletes from Portland, Oregon. For the women, we've got Thejel Dinadalu, and on the men's side, seasoned competitor Leo Castanza from Seattle, Washington. If you don't know, I'm sure you guys do. Leo does have a sister. Her name is Melina. I'm sure you've heard of her. She is also she was also climbing in this competition. She'll be out a little bit later. And they're off. Leo's quite the dynamic climber. Very confident on the wall. He's been doing this a very long time. Same with Thejel, not as long, I would say, but I know she climbs for her team out in Portland, so she is definitely not new to competition. All right, both Leo and Thejel moving pretty comfortably through this first section. Very good pace, not too fast, not too slow. That number 16, Undercling, just seems to stump like everyone, at least at first, before they actually commit to getting in there. Kudos to the route setters for making the climbers think a little bit more. For the fellows, I'm really interested to see how Leo does in that top section if he gets there. Thejel shaking out, finds the clip. Leo with the second layback on the volume, finds the clip. See if he can. All right, does not go for the cross, instead just goes left hand to the blue. Definitely safer. All right, Leo's going to look for that clip on the left. Manages to find it. All right, let's see if he can make it through this next section. Leo getting a very good shakeout on this hold. He knows that the route turns up right after this hold here, so he's just making sure he's got all the energy in the world to get it. All right, and a little breath, and he's on. Finds the right foot. Little piano match from Leo to get the left hand up onto the crimp, but manages to find the clip first. Finds the crimp. Finds the open hand side pull. All right, and let's see if Leo can get our new high point here. Let's see. Oh, and a unfortunate foot slip. Oh, that was a surprise for everybody. We'll put Leo in the same position as the last few athletes. That will put him ahead of everybody. Again, if our athletes tie, make it to the same position, then it goes to countbacks, and then we anybody that placed ahead in a tie in the previous round will advance or have a higher ranking. All right, and here's the view from our balcony with DJ Digga Beats. The man, the myth, the legend. Check out his TED Talk whenever you have a minute. I'm 100% serious about that. He's got one. He's got. Right. You can see some of our officials were up there too with big old cardboard placards, right? Those had our route maps so that they could more adequately judge and make sure that they are getting these athletes the right scores. All right, folks. Up next, for the women, we have Adalia Koo from New York, New York. And for the men, we have Owen Taravella from Sunderland, Massachusetts. All right, both athletes hopped on pretty quickly. Let's see how they do here. We've been with the athletes for the past few athletes. They were maybe top 20 for the semifinal round. So it does stand to reason that they'll start to get a little bit further, like on these routes. Looking forward to seeing that. All right, moving with a really good pace through both routes. And unfortunately for Adalia Koo, that's going to be an early fall. He's dealing with that undercling section. It's still a valiant effort from Adalia Koo. Now we still have Owen Taravella on the wall. Keeping the tension in the feet. Allowing him to release his hands a little bit more freely. And makes it to the first layback. So you've noticed, folks at home, like almost every single one of the men so far on this layback in particular just takes a little bit more time and definitely looks up. They definitely want to make sure that they make it through this next section. They know what's on the line here. They all want a spot in the final. So I think they're all very aware that they need to get through at least this next section in order to see it. It's approaching with caution. And again, while they're up there, might as well give a plug to our little sponsors here. Oh, we've got Petzl, Intermountain Health, YETI, EP Climbing, and the North Face. Thank you to our sponsors. Without y'all, these events can't be possible, so we appreciate y'all. All right. After a good shakeout, Owen is moving. Goes for the cross before the clip. Interesting move. Manages to find it. If he can just get to that blue undercling, he will be safe for the time being. And he makes it, plants the feet. And this is a first from the athletes. I have not seen anyone utilize a knee bar yet. Very good. Just checking to see if he can reach that next clip. You know, after such a fight in the earlier sections, this knee bar is going to pay off quite a bit for him if he can keep his composure. Smart climbing out of Owen. Isn't quite able to reach the draw. Some athletes will give it a little tap. Ah, there we go. Give it a little swing. That is perfectly allowed. He is not using the draw to advance on the route or anything. Just giving it a little swing so he can it can be moved a little closer to him. I think finding that clip is allowed him to breathe a sigh of relief for a second before attacking this next section. Let's see if he can keep it together. Finds the palm. Gets the Gaston and manages to find the foot. Can he keep it together? Staying on, decides to go to the right side pull before the crimp. Let's see if that pays off. And just a little bit too much intensity and momentum on the crimp there, but good fight from Owen. Again, we just had a Daily Aku and Owen Taravella on the wall. Impressive fight from Owen. All right, and be sure to tune in tomorrow as well. If you look in front of your screen, you'll see our speed wall here at the GOAT. That's going to be a very quick competition, pun very much intended. But be sure to tune in tomorrow to check out our speed athletes as they battle it out for a spot on the podium. All right, folks, up next, give it up for Maymay Lowe, climbing the women's route from Menlo Park, California, and Soren Degeneth from Charlotte, North Carolina. Soren is he's definitely one of our younger competitors out there, born in 2008. I believe that puts him at 16. Definitely a youth climber, just I think breaking into the more pro competitive scene. Good luck to you, buddy. And then we have May Low on the women's side, a little more seasoned. Still, on the younger side, but I've definitely seen her competing for a long period of time. We should see some pretty impressive stuff out of May. Soren is flying through this route. It's clear that he's quite strong. Might be second guessing himself just a little bit, but at this level of competition, especially if you're new to it, it's dealing with that pressure is a lot. So all the power to him for keeping his composure as much as he can and moving through this route. There we go. Good save from Soren. So I'm sure with whatever team he's climbing on, they work through this. But just in order to deal with that pressure that I'm sure like all these athletes are feeling, but some more than others, it's just honestly putting yourself through it more and more and more. Right? If you're an athlete out there looking to get into competition, I recommend getting into NACS if you're of age. If you have hopes and dreams of making the U.S. team, going to the Olympics one day, that's a start. So, don't be afraid to go out there and potentially fail. It's going to be the first step to your success. And this is a pretty good step for Soren right here. Making it through, finding the undercling. Let's see if he moves his feet up a little bit, and let's see if he finds... Oh, I was going to say if he could find that knee bar, but moved a little quick. Just a little lack of patience, I believe, in that section, but that is to be understood. Fantastic burn from Soren Degenev. I'm sure we'll see him a lot more as these competitions move through the year. May Low looking comfortable, getting a little shakeout before launching to hold 21. All right, manages to find the screw on and trying to find a heel on that crimp. I think the rope may have gotten in her way a little bit. Keeping it together, but definitely getting tired. So let's see if she can manage to squeak out another move. Oh, just dealing with that rope. And unfortunately, going to fall going from movement to 22. Well, the route setters certainly deliver. The men's route is quite cryptic, especially in the beginning. Lots of little ticky-tacky moves. Definitely a test of their fitness and finger strength, especially in the upper half. Haven't really seen the last quarter on the men's route. Looking forward to seeing some of our athletes pull that off. Yeah, I mean, very, very good test of their fitness and their finger strength there and their composure. As for the women, same thing. Signed, sealed, delivered. They got a combo of power and technical movements. that open hand section in the middle is quite something. It's been getting a lot of the women so far. So hopefully, as we move on to the route, we can see a little see our athletes go a little bit higher, maybe see some tops. With that said, up next for the women, we have Victoria Yu from Oakton, Virginia. And for the men, we have Ian Tan from Toronto, Ontario. So this is the North American Cup Series. That does mean we've got athletes from both Mexico and Canada coming to these events. I think at this event, the semifinal, we just have some folks from Canada. Welcome, y'all. We appreciate y'all coming here and competing with us. Makes us all better. All right, both Victoria and Ian moving through their respective routes. Ian, I know, has been competing for a while. He's a pretty seasoned competitor. Very powerful climber, but also just very strong. Victoria Yu, not as familiar with Victoria, but she's also on the younger side, born in 2007. I would imagine she's getting started with her pro climbing career as well. Making it to the semifinal at a NACS competition is a very good start. Yep, good luck to Victoria. Moving through and managed to find hold 16. Ian Tan on the first layback. Oh yeah, we do love seeing these athletes just coming out of youth and coming into these competitions, and really just like seeing what they can do. Like you never know. Like one of these athletes could be our next Olympian. All right, and we're gonna give it up for Victoria Yu. Valiant effort from her. She's got a smile on her face. That's good to see. All right, but don't sleep on Ian Tan on the left. Trying to get a little bit more comfortable. Manages to find the clip. A little tricky there. Had a little trouble with that, but good thing he's on a jug. He can shake out a little bit and find his composure. All right, Ian finds a side pull. Gonna go for the side pull first. Ooh, all right, never mind. Oh, I guess he is. He's gonna go for the side pull first, and then the crimp. Manages to stick it. Can he get 34? No, we're falling in the exact same spot as everyone else so far. That is going to put him ahead. However, we got a little bit of a tie situation going on the men's side. Shout out to a couple more of our sponsors, Kodiak Bars and TruBlue. Kodiak Bars, fantastic protein bars, and please go out and eat them. They're very, very good. And then TruBlue, of course, is the Audible system that we use for our speed climbing competitions. All right, folks, and we're about to bring out our next two athletes. And here they are. On the right on the women's route, we have Sienna Perez from Larchmont, New York. Also born in 2007. She's definitely a seasoned competitor in youth and in NACS competitions. It's going to be interesting to see how she does here. Hopefully she can fight and get a finals position. And also on the younger side, we've got Paul Nagy from Atlanta, Georgia. Looks like Paul is repping Stone Summit. Oh, wow. All right. And there they go. Anna making incredible progress, just moving really quickly through this route. But very smooth. Let's see if this is the right pace that the setters were intending. Oh, Nagy with the little kip up to place that heel and get the side pull. Very energetic climbing coming from Paul. All right, Sienna Perez about to get in position for that move to hold 21, and she can just get this undercling and the side pull. Paul Nagy on the first layback on hold 17 and 18, just reassessing that next section, making sure he gets that next rest position. Sienna Perez a little hesitant on this from Sienna. Switches the hands so that she has the undercling instead of the Gaston. Let's see if that pays off. Finds a side pull. Presses that right foot onto the volume, switches the feet, and that should make for an easy move up to hold 21. Paul making moves and finds the rest position. Let's see how he manages to find that next clip. Sienna struggling just a bit on this. Just find a foot to get her to the next hold. Finds it. Awesome. All right, that's going to be hold 22 and 23 for Sienna Perez. Let's see how far she can make it. And Paul Nagy opting for the knee bar in this section just to get it back. Sienna Perez with the iron cross finds the foot and manages to stick it. What physicality. Come on, let's go, Sienna. All right, Sienna Perez looking for that next move. Went a little dark, but we found it. Oh, and she's going to fall in the exact same high point as our other high points. That puts her in first place at the moment until somebody can manage to go further. Oh, and an unfortunate slip from Paul a little earlier than the high point. Still, for somebody so young just getting into it, like, fantastic effort. All right, and that was Paul Nagy and Sienna Perez. So if you look over to the screen right now, you'll see that as soon as the athletes are done, they're going to hop on over and check out, have a talk with the judges. They've got their scorecards there as well as the route map, and that's really just to confirm that they indeed fell where they fell. So there's no discrepancy in points, so that we can minimize appeals and stuff later, and get the results out to you as soon as possible. So just a little confirmation there. Makes everything a little smoother. All right, up next. These are going to be our last two athletes before a little brush break. The brush break is important just to get that chalk and shoe residue off these holds so they're not as slippery for the second wave of athletes. It's just to keep things as fair as humanly possible. But for now, on the women's route, we've got Elle Gordon from Belmont, Massachusetts, and teammate of Paul Nagy, Joshua Fitzpatrick from Marietta, Georgia, Stone Summit. That crowd is hyped. All right. Another little shout out to Ben Roa on the floor there. I've done that gig. It is murder on your vocal cords. So we love you, Ben. You're doing the Lord's work. All right, we got Joshua Fitzpatrick and Elle Gordon. Good, a little close up there, and we can see Elle is making it through pretty smoothly. So smoothly, almost missed that clip. Remembered it was there, and she's looking good on that wall. Ooh, little slip from Joshua, but it was just that, just a little slip, and he's made it right back into there, just looking at his feet a little bit more. Joshua is always a pretty composed, competitive climber, but even the best of us slip sometimes, and then we have to get it back. It's a good thing that he's on this layback. He can take a little breath, shake it out, reassess the rest of the route, and then let's see if he can make it through that section for us. Elle Gordon finds the side pull, trying to figure out what to do with that right foot, manages to put it on top of the volume, and let's see what she ends up doing to get to 21 and 22. Not going to swap feet like some of the others before. She is a little on the taller side, so I think she can pull that off. Heel hooks on the foot jib, making it really easy to switch to a toe and get through this next section with ease. Able to find the clip. Elle's looking very, very comfortable right now. We might see a new high point. Joshua Fitzpatrick trying to figure out what to do next here. So, yep, the men have been opting for either across the red or going left to the blue side pull and then coming in with the right hand onto the red jib on the volume. Let's see what Joshua ends up doing. And check out Elle Gordon with the new high point. Let's see how much further she can get. Joshua struggling and is going to fall kind of low. But we still have Elle Gordon on the wall. Managed to find a new high point, a few holds up. Let's see how far she can get. All right, this is where the tempo really changes here. The angle is going to change quite a bit on the wall, as you can see. It's a little bit slabbier, a little more technical in this section. Really keeping that tension in the feet. really hard to do on that volume. And went for it. Couldn't quite secure the right foot, but went for it. And that's going to be our new high point and our new contender for first place at the moment. Wow, what a burn from Elle Gordon. She's going to make it for have control for move 33 and going to have movement to hold 34. And just a reminder, the women's route has 40 moves to the top. The men's route has 47. All right. And here we are, folks, on our brush break. Give it up for these setters, y'all. They put in a lot of work. They put in a lot of work last week and into this week just to make these routes happen and put on a great show for us. You know, and even then, like, they still got to stick around and rush these holds for these athletes. So we're really appreciative. So a very interesting first half to the semifinal round. We got a lot of little choke points so far, but again, we are looking for the top 8 athletes to move on to finals. So as long as we're going to get some separation for those top, I would say 8 to 12 climbers, which we're going to see in this next half. All right, that's when we're going to start to see some separation, probably some higher falls, and maybe even a few tops. Yeah, so, and again, yeah. So, some incredible things like that's happened this round. If you missed it, please go ahead and take it back. But Elle Gordon really finished us off strong before this little break and managed to get an incredible high point. I want to say about 4 or 5 holds higher than the next athlete behind her. On the men's side, a lot of little slips and a lot of interesting saves. Overall, I think one of the coolest highlights of this competition for me so far is a lot of names I have not seen before. A lot of these athletes are on the younger side. They're just starting their NACS careers and potentially going on to World Cups and maybe even the Olympics after that. It's cool to see this explosion of young climbers come into the fold and really shoot their shot and see if they've got the stuff to hang with these climbers and compete with these climbers who they've looked up to or even been coached by for years. So I just love that is happening right now, and I think it's good for the sport, and it should continue. So again, my name is Ahmed Toure. Feel free to look me up on Instagram if you've got any questions or anything. I've got my phone nearby. Maybe I can answer a few of them. But we're going to take it right back to the wall. We are on our brush break right now. So the setters only need to brush to the highest point the athletes got to. So for the women, that's going to be hold 32, 33, since it was touched. And then for the men, it's going to be around the same spot, actually, 33. They've moved to 34, but haven't quite touched it. So this brush break should end pretty quickly, and then we'll get right back to the action. So let's check out those moves, the little choke points where our little high points here. So if we move up just a smidge, then we're going to see, yes, just right over here, we got this crimpy section with the side pull over to the right. Our athletes that have been making it the furthest have managed to find that left crimp, but are struggling to move their left foot out to the left to better position themselves to do that right-hand cross. I think there may be even potential for a left hand if you're desperate enough for the points, but looks like that's going to be a right-hand cross to that next crimp on that volume, only to go into another pinchy crimp volume, and then place your foot on something even more like slick, just to get a little bit higher onto this thing. So yeah, the route setters definitely are testing these athletes' finger strength, their power endurance to like some level. It's a very, very cryptic route with a lot of little ticky-tacky movements. Even a slight misalignment or misadjustment like on your feet is going to have you slip on that route. And then if we move on to the women's route, if we look more in the middle, we can kind of see where most of our athletes have fallen, and then we can take it to where L. Gordon took us. So that's going to be the section, actually right where the route setter is, just a little above them. So we've had some people fall in this lower section. However, the higher points have been getting the side pull and then crossing to hold 21. After getting hold 21, that is where the trouble usually starts. So it's not as decisive with their footwork. Either they're opting to bring their hand jammed into the jug or heel onto the pink jib. After that, they'll go right hand and then bump their right hand again into the pink section. Then we've got a little bit of an iron cross move until we get to that little yellow crimp. And that is where most people have been falling. That section is quite burly. It takes a lot out of you. So just doing that one extra move to that crimp on the right side is just going to be the blocked crimp, the pink block crimp over on the right side. It's just going to be a little bit much. However, L was able to make it through and get a little bit higher. So they're almost through with the brush, but we do have time to talk about that. So she was able to get that right hand move up. And you know what? Like it's a big payoff to get that move, because as you can see, the wall angle changes dramatically. And as soon as you get to those pink holds, if you can manage to find a comfortable position for your feet, you can shake out, not as comfortably as you would like, but, you know, better than nothing. So again, good work out of L. Gordon managing to get that high point before our brush break. Let's see if any of our top 13 athletes can get a little further. All right, and they're just about done brushing here, folks. Give it a couple more minutes for them to brush, come on down, take the rope out, and then we will be underway once more. Some big news for those just joining us. Both Vasya Vernikov and Chris Sharma will be competing at this semifinal today. Very, very, very cool. Haven't seen either of them compete in quite a while. I used to be a competitor myself, and the last time I think I saw Vasya competing like alongside me was must have been 2013, 2014. So it's cool to see them both here in this semifinal, and I can't wait to see if they can manage to squeak by and make the final. That'd be cool to see as well. Yeah. So and you know, it's clear like Vasya and Chris, they've been incredible contributors to this sport for years and years and years, both in competition and the outdoors. Chris, obviously, with his show on HBO. It's just really cool to see that they, you know, they're still just having fun with this. Clearly, they're just like, hey, you know what? We're around and we'd like to compete. So, you know, they just threw their hat in the ring just to see how they would do. And I can tell for sure they're here for the fun of it today. Now, some of our other athletes are, you know, hopefully here for the fun as well. But this comp and other NACS comps are going to be important in their placement for YETI team trials later next year. And that will translate, obviously, into U.S. team positions. And then later on, when we circle back around the Olympics, that will be also how we figure out who our U.S. team for the Olympics is going to be. All right, looks like we have finished brushing on the men's side and the women's side, which means in just a couple of minutes, once those ropes are out of the way, we will be bringing out our next few athletes. right, take another look at our officials. So, oh, this actually, no, this looks like isolation. Oh, nope, no, my bad. I'm sorry. I was on the other side of the tarp. That is where the officials are. The route setters are just out of their chairs. Um, if you look over to the left, the bottom left there, that's one of our volunteers out of Texas, actually. So good on them for coming up to New York and helping out. Really appreciate all you folks for volunteering. That man right there in the middle with the coffee, Ben Roa, the man with the golden voice. He's yeah, he's chatting with everybody. I love that Ben is out there emceeing. He, just like me, is out there looking and making sure that he is getting every name correctly. I really appreciate that. I'm sure the athletes and the parents out there also appreciate that. Nobody likes their name being butchered. Trust me, my name is Ahmed Toure. It it gets butchered every day. Don't worry. And out with the blue shirts back there, they're going to have belayer in the back. That is going to be some of our belaying crew. The man with the hat over there is one of our lead coordinators, Steve. Steve is the man. He is at every one of these events. They'll even fly him out to go to some World Cups and stuff. He's just that good at it. If you're at one of these competitions and you got Steve or even Ty, who I'm not sure if he's out there belaying you, you should feel safe to really risk it for the biscuit. All right, folks. And with that, we are about to kick things off again for the second half of our semifinal round. All right, and there goes Ben bringing out our first couple athletes in this second half. All right, and that's going to be Isabel Ross from Fairhaven, New Jersey, and Van Malky from Midlothian, Virginia. Like I was saying earlier, love seeing these young athletes out here. Van Malky, I've seen competing in the youth scene for quite a while, and the past couple of years in the NACS scene. Isabel Ross on the younger side, born in 2008. So looks like this is probably one of her first few NACS competitions that she's ever been to. And what a showing, just being in the semifinal right out of the gate. A lot of pressure, like for both of these athletes, I'm sure. Hopefully they can keep their composure and see a high point here. All right, both Van and Isabel moving through their routes. While they're in this section here and Van's on the layback here, let's talk about isolation real quick. All of our athletes have never seen these routes before, outside of preview from earlier today. When in that preview, they've got a limited amount of time to look at the route, touch the first holds, or at least the holds that they can reach from the ground, and discuss beta with other athletes and other competitors with them. Some may be teammates, some might be rivals, but either way, they're talking about it just to make sure they get the best attempt they can. So it's a bit of a collaborative effort in the beginning just to share as much information as possible, because whatever information that's being shared, you're going to get as well. So it's good to know all that, and then they go back into isolation where they cannot see the route, and then honestly, they're just sitting there listening to the crowd, listening to like reactions, kind of just figuring out how fast these athletes are climbing, the pace that they're climbing, how early they're falling, and all that goes into their brain as they walk out and try and do all this. It's all information that can either help or hurt these athletes as they make their way up the wall. There goes Van and Isabel. Isabel gonna try for move 21. Let's see if she can make it through. Yeah. And just to speak on ISO a little bit more, not everybody's like that either. You know, some folks just want to be like in their element, in their zone. I've seen athletes in the past just completely kind of shut off and go into their headphones and find their, you know, their happy place or their zone. So, yeah, you might see a bit of both like out there, depending on the athlete. All right, and Van Malky with movement to that hold. We've seen movement from other climbers as well, so it looks like we've still got a bit of a tie, like in that section. But Van did look pretty comfortable moving to that section. I anticipate some of our next climbers will get a little bit further. Isabel also looking quite comfortable here, manages to find the crimp pretty easily. All right. And she is fighting for that. Oh! And she will not have high point, but the second highest point in the competition so far. Fantastic work from Isabella Ross. And good work from Van Malky as well. All right, pretty soon we'll be bringing out our next two athletes. All right, just to confirm scores as I see them on our results page here. We've got Van Malky in first place, Ian Tan in second, Joshua Platco in third. Then we've got Austin Leay in fourth place, Leo Castanza in fifth, Turner Marks in sixth, Owen Taravella in seventh, Decker Scully in eighth, Ryan Almeida in ninth, Paul Nagy in 10th, Darren Skolnick in 11th, Soren Deganev in 12th, William Flores in 13th, and Joshua Fitzpatrick in 14th. All right, let's introduce these next two athletes, and then we'll move on to the women's results. All right, up next. Wait a minute. All right, for the women, we have Amanda Martino out of Campton, Kentucky. And on the men's route, we got Luke Williams from Cary, North Carolina. All right, both athletes are on their way. Let's take a look at the women's results as they stand right now. All right, and in first place, well-deserved, Elle Gordon, and in second place, Isabel Ross. Third place, we have Sienna Perez, and in fourth place, Anna Choy. Alyssa Keanini will be in fifth place, and sixth place, we've got Autumn Lloyd. In seventh place, May Lowe. Eighth place, Sophia Shu. In ninth place, Iris Hackensack. In 10th place, Riley Doherty. In 11th place, Thajol Dina Dalu. In 12th place, Jordan Hecker. And in 13th place, Victoria Yu. In 14th place, Adalia Koo. All right, we'll update you a little further along in this competition. But for now, those are the results as they stand. All right, back to Amanda and Luke. Luke finds the layback, and Amanda is going to be in that section with the undercling, hold 16. Right, Amanda moving quite smoothly through this section. She's a little on the taller side. I can't imagine her struggling too much with this next section, as long as her footwork is perfect. All right, Luke Williams manages to find the press. Does not have the clip yet, though. I wonder what he's going to do here. All right, fantastic. Manages to find it. He's going to clip. A little high above the clip, but still going to make it. Luke with interesting clipping there. He was able to just be high enough on it to just open the gate and place the rope through. And looks like we're going to get choked out on that same hold, which is going to put Luke Williams in first place for the moment. All right, and if we take a look at Amanda Martino, tied for second high point at the moment. Let's see if she can get further, and she does. That'll move her up to second place. Starting to get a little higher on the women's semifinal route. All right, Amanda Martino making it work. So there is quite a decision to make here, actually. Just if you can see, those volumes are they're really low profile, so you need to keep a lot of pressure and tension in those feet. Not going to quite get hold 32, I believe. But that will put Amanda in second place for the time being. Fantastic climbing from Amanda Martino and Luke Williams. Just looking over Amanda's performance just there, this route really does change pace quite a bit throughout. And I believe, like, even though they're making it through with relative ease, like, once they get to that section, like, the fatigue is a bit of a surprise when it gets to that point. You know, and even though that section does get a little slabbier, you still do need to do a bit of pulling and trusting your feet in order to make it to that next section. And then it doesn't get any easier from there. According to the route setters, the last section, which we haven't gotten to yet, is a fight for the top. So looking forward to seeing any of our athletes make it up there and really fight. Up next on the women's route, we have Elle Wu from Chicago, Illinois, and Kang from San Francisco, California. All right, both athletes born in 2006, making them 18 years of age. On the younger side, definitely not new to competition. All right, moving quite smoothly. Kang really keeping his feet secure. everywhere he sticks his foot, he's just going to give it a little bit of a rotation, but doesn't really make any big micro adjustments, which is going to save him energy later along in this route. All right, El Wu making her right foot up onto the volume and gonna get through this slightly more complex section in the lower bit. Just some slight complexity there, nothing too crazy. But just enough to give the athletes pause. I've seen a couple of athletes actually do that slight little coordination bit instead of just trusting the foot and moving out. It's definitely a way to do it. All right, and Caden Kang has made it to the undercling. Let's see how he's going to rest here. Not going to opt for the knee bar, but actually going to do a quick shakeout. Looked like he was about to pull and continue going. And he is. A little foot switch from Caden so he can keep that right foot up, and just was not able to rock his hips over to the left to find the volume and the chip for his left foot. Unfortunate slip from Caden Kang, but still very good burn. And we still have El Wu on the wall. Managed to find that side pull, looking pretty comfy there. Just trying to shake out and get a little something back before dealing with those slopers right above her. Sets the heel. And the match. Gets the right hand. And is going to cross left instead of bumping like we've seen some of these athletes do. Manages to find the clip. Excellent sequencing from El Wu. And finds that next crimp. There's hope for a high point here. Let's see. Finds a left hand. A little bow-armed, but can she pull it in? She can. Manages to find the clip. El Wu looking for high point. El Wu looking for high point here. Again, we're getting into that slabby section of wall. If you look at the holds, they are not good. They are very, very slopey, so you must trust your feet a little bit more in this section. But I'll tell you, those volumes are very low profile. It's just going to take a lot of tension and pressure. Elle managed to get a little bit of rest in that section. Let's see if she can make this work. And this is where we're going to see it. All right, what is Elle going to do with her feet here? Almost lost it. Reeled it back in, went for the hold. That is actually fantastic that she was able to reel it in and actually go for that move, because that is going to be movement for her. So that is going to place her a little bit higher than those that did not go for that pink hold. All right, yep, we are starting to see these folks get higher and higher on these routes. I haven't seen the men get past that one section yet, but there's still hope. We still got, I want to say, 10 more athletes left. All right, and with the rope out of the way, we're going to bring out our next two athletes. All right, and for the women, give it up for Livy Molko from New York, New York. And on the men's route, we got Matthew Baker from Baltimore, Maryland. These two have also been in the youth scene for quite some time and have definitely seen a few more NACS competitions than the average person their age. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do. Matthew Baker, actually, especially this year, has been doing some impressive things on Instagram. So you should give him a follow anytime you are looking to see some pretty insane moves on some pretty insane boulders. As we get later and later in this competition, you can just kind of see the demeanor of these athletes change as well. You can definitely tell when an athlete has been doing this quite a while. Just looks a little bit more confident in their movements. You know, it just looks slightly different, you know. Hard to not see the confidence in their movements when they do that. There goes Matthew. Strong work from Matthew Baker. Manages to find the layback, and he'll chill there for a little bit. Livy Molko on the right side. Let's see what she ends up doing. She's going to opt for the foot switch. And a more controlled match on hold 16. All right, Livy's going to have to stand up on that right foot a little bit more and just turn her hips into it. There we go. All right, manages to find the clip, and there she goes. Matthew Baker done with his shakeout on hold 17, 18. Moving very smoothly and able to hopefully get into this blue undercling and get another little shakeout before this incredibly tough section up ahead. Livy finds the side pull, brings the foot up. Finds hold 21 with ease. Oh, Livy going for a little bit different beta there. If you see these little black, no textured circles and half circles on the wall, those are actually there to block bolt hangers that the gym has set up. Those are on for every athlete. You're able to use them if you like. However, there is absolutely no texture on them whatsoever. So you use them at your own risk for sure. And there goes Matthew also using it. Didn't quite get him to that crimp, but it will give him high point and have him pull ahead and be in the lead for the time being. Livy Molko still on the wall. Trying to find that high point. Looking comfy right there. Managed to find a very secure spot for her feet before dealing with the rest of this section. Might see another high point here. Livy just trying to decide what she's going to do with her feet. Is it going to go up or is it going to stay in the crack or the blocked crimp? Crowd is really giving her some noise. They want to see a high point from Livy Molko. I don't blame them. Come on. Livy manages to find the right hand. What is she going to do? Finds the left foot. And goes for a coordination attempt to that pink pinch. Didn't quite make it, but impressive effort. All right. Well, that is not going to give her high point. However, it is going to move her up to third place. Oh, pardon me. I'm sorry. Second place. Fantastic climbing out of Livy Molko. So if you're just joining us or have never seen one of these competitions before, just a reminder, our athletes, our qualifying athletes for the semifinal round go in reverse order. So our athlete that came in last place coming into this competition climbed first, and now we are into our top, I believe we are in our top 8 now. That's right. We have 8 more climbers, 8 more women, 8 more men to go. And up next, for the women, we have Lucy Drury from Middlesex, Vermont. And on the men's route, Vasya Vernikov from Arvada, Colorado. Vasya Vernikov. I am so excited to see this man climb. Little side note, little tidbit while we get through this first section. I actually saw Vasya this summer. He was bringing his team out to rifle just to do a little bit of climbing, and just ran into each other as coaches often do. Bringing my kids out as well, and just driving by, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know that guy, and lo and behold, it's Vasya. Hadn't seen him in a while, but it's nice to have seen him, a few times this year already. So Vasya, he was born in 1987. He's mid-30s or so right now. So let's do a little quick math on that. Let's see, 37 years old. Yeah. So he's definitely one of the older guys on here, along with Chris. But Chris is even a little older than him. But I'll tell you what, like, age ain't nothing but a number. Vasya is going to bring it. All right. And then on the right side, please give it up for Lucy Drury from Middlesex, Vermont. Lucy, born 2007, so we got a dichotomy of ages going on over here. The young and the not so young. But Lucy Drury has also been climbing in youth for quite a bit. So this is not her first show. She's certainly, she's climbed in NACS competitions before, has seen semifinals and I believe finals before. So she's not out of her element, Lucy. She's on the younger side, but very seasoned and experienced competitor. Vasya finds the layback. Lucy having a little bit of trouble here. Not sure if she... I see. I think Lucy was thinking that she would get that clip, like maybe perch on that foot and get that clip low. Got up there, realized, this is a bit more awkward than maybe she originally anticipated, and now she's back in it. Smart of her, too, because, yes, she would have been pretty high on that volume in order to get that lower clip. So this section, as we've seen, is a little more complex than I think the athletes were anticipating. that they would feel, and managed to get the match. Vasya looking comfortable. All right. So Vasya making it through. Oh, and Lucy Drury falling a bit early on that route. Not able to quite make it into that other section where some of the other athletes in this second half have been. Vasya, though, is making it to that high point. Let's see if his experience pays off and he can get a little bit further. No further, but we are in the same spot, which puts Vasya in first place. All right, Vasya just checking his scores real quick, confirming with the judges. Been a while since I've seen him at one of these, so very, very good first showing. All right. That's so cool to see. Just gotta say, it's fun to see Vasya just coming back into the gym and throwing down in competition again. All right, and on to our next two athletes. We've got Olivia Finn from Hudson, Massachusetts, and Max Kaplan from San Luis Obispo, California. Apologies if I butchered that name. All right, and both athletes are turned around and they are on their way. All right, both of these athletes, they've been competing for quite a while as well. I've definitely seen them over the years in youth and more so in these bigger competitions, NACS and larger. They definitely know what they're doing. They're still young, but not as young as some of the other athletes that we've seen out here, around 21 years old. Just right in their like prime climbing eras, I suppose. However, like I said before, age ain't nothing but a number. Vasya is in his upper 30s, and I would say he's still in his prime. Not to say that gives me lots of hope. So thanks for competing, Vasya. Gives hope for myself, quite frankly. All right, Max Kaplan on the layback. He's getting a little shakeout. Not going to up so much. Just the next few holds, it seems. Max is a pretty smart climber, with pretty good memory as well. So we'll see how smoothly he runs through this section. Olivia makes it past hold 16. Starts to get set up for that move to 21 and into the other slopers. All right, manages to hit the side pole and a little shakeout. And I do mean little. She is just moving now. Put in the side pole and is going to opt for the bump and heel. Secures the clip. Max Kaplan secures his clip as well. Little bow arm, and he's going to take his fall there. Just needed a little bit more of a pull to get his hips over his feet and bring himself into the wall a little bit more, just to get that palm press, that stiff arm, a little more stable, but didn't quite get there. All right, we still have Olivia Finn on the wall. Looking very comfortable. Has managed to make it pretty far up. All right, and here we go. This section right here is determining whether we're going to see folks in the final or not, for sure. So let's see how they manage. And a fall moving to hold 32. I believe that will put her in second place, and we'll confirm in just a moment. But Olivia Finn with a fantastic burn. We have a second little choke point there for the women. However, I'm going to just looking from the side here. They're going to trust that their feet just a little bit more in order to get to those holds up there. I realize they're definitely smaller, on the smaller end, but they are the only feet that the route setters have really given them to utilize. So they're definitely going to want to go up to those upper volumes where it's a little bit flatter on the top end. Hopefully we see that in the next few attempts here. Yep, and that is going to move Olivia Finn into second place. All right, and up next, on the women's route, we've got Samira Bisht from Frisco, Texas, and Jaden Perez from Temecula, California. Both on the younger side. Jaden born in 2007. Samira born in 2008. I personally know Samira or Sammy pretty well. She's on the Lone Star team out in Frisco, Texas. Fantastic team, fantastic coaches out of there, including Kim Puccio, Alex Puccio's mom, and Cameron Epley, one of the best coaches I know in the game. Hopefully Sammy does really well, and hopefully Jaden as well. They're both on the younger side, getting their start in this NACS world. But, they placed very, very well making it going into the semifinals, so I would not count them out to see something really impressive here in this round. All right, there goes Jaden Perez, making it through real smooth, looking very strong. Able to keep that tension quite easily, makes it to hold 17-18, and finds the clip. All right, Sammy finds a clip after hold 16. See if she can manage to find the match. Little fist pump there from Sammy. I think she's psyching herself up a little bit, just telling herself she can. Jaden finds the undercling. Sammy hits the side pull. And after a little bit of a pause, manages to find out what to do with her feet. And makes it to hole 21 with ease. Jaden Perez giving it a little bit of a shakeout before moving into this next section. Sammy Bisht with the bump. Jaden Perez gets the mantle, and Gaston. Quick switch and flip of the hand. Sammy finds the crimp and is on the volume section, the slabby section. Let's see if she has the stuff to get high point here. Jaden Perez with a new high point. Jaden Perez is the first to get through this section at all. He will definitely be in first place after he falls or tops. Incredible. Jaden Perez making it more than a few holds past the nearest competitor. And he has certainly solidified himself as one of the top competitors in this competition so far. And Sammy Bisht will also take high point in this competition. Sammy is looking for that top. All right, and this is the fight that the route setters were talking about. Does Sammy have it? Can she fight? Good fight from Sammy. Samira Bisht, a.k.a. Sammy Bisht. Incredible performance, and that is going to put her in first place as we move on through the semifinal round. Wow, what a fantastic attempt from both Jaden Perez and Samira Bisht. Wow, that was an incredible performance from Jaden Perez and Sammy Bisht. Both of them made it past high point by more than a few holds. We still have some competitors left, y'all. Looks like we have about 6 remaining, and this is about to get more and more exciting. We're going to start to see more high points. We're going to start to see some tops, potentially. So stay tuned, and we're going to see who makes it into this final. All right, up next, for the women, we have Sabrina Levine from New York, New York. Born in 2007. She's also pretty new to the scene. But we love to see her here in the top 6 in the semifinal round. And for the men, we have Anderson Fuhrer from Naperville, Illinois, also born in 2007. Anderson's pretty new to the scene as well. However, I definitely have seen him compete in a few of these competitions. Saw him compete at youth, and I believe this is not his first NACS competition. Ben Roa keeping the hype up at the GOAT here in Hackensack, New Jersey. If you are just joining us, good afternoon to you, or pardon me. Good afternoon to y'all. From USA Climbing. We are broadcasting live from the GOAT Climbing Gym here in Hackensack, New Jersey, for the North American Cup Lead semifinal. I'm your host, Ahmed Toure, and right now we have Anderson Fuhrer and Sabrina Levine on the wall. If you just missed it and you want to go back, Samira Bisht and Jaden Perez just got high points on their respective routes, putting them in first place going into this competition so far. We'll see how these other athletes do. Just a reminder that we do go in reverse order. So our last place qualifier in semis climbed first, and our person seated in first place will go last. We've had 26 men and women from yesterday's qualification round qualify, and they are fighting for a top 8 position and ticket to tonight's final. Good fight out of Anderson. Sabrina just taking a look at that next section, making sure she lines up her shot, hits the side pole, and finds the volume with her feet. Sorry, reminder that the men's route is about 47 moves, women's route is about 40. The women's route is bringing on a lot of interesting technical and power combinations and movements. The pace consistently changes throughout the entire route, from fast to really, really slow, having to shake out significantly more. And then on the men's route, where Anderson is looking to get a new high point, it's a little bit more cryptic, a lot more crimps and ticky-tacky movements. Foot placements like so. And not going to get it. Oh, he had what I thought was a very, very good idea, but just did not quite manage to decide on where to place his feet before moving on to that crimp on the volume. So that's going to definitely put him likely in second place at the moment, but not quite enough to get high point. Still on the wall, we got Sabrina Levine. Sabrina shakes out, gets the left hand again. Right foot on the sloper, crosses to the yellow. So again, she can absolutely use those no textured circles. They're just there to block the hangers that exist on the wall, but they are certainly on for her to use. So we'll see if she opts to use that later in this route or not. There's potential for it, however, it is risky. Incredible effort. Managed to honestly slip on the feet a couple of times and save it before that third and final slip. Still very good climbing out of Sabrina Levine. That will definitely put her in contention to potentially make it into the final. We'll have to see how our next 5 athletes do. Again, up on the balcony, we've got our judges just confirming exactly what they see up here. It's a little hard to keep your neck tilted like that from the floor, especially for these higher things, and even see what these athletes are getting. So it is nice to have more judges on the balcony, getting a better vantage point and making sure we're not, cheating our athletes at all in any way. All right, we got some of the athletes back there too. I think I see Thajol, Dina Dealu over to the right. And here we are bringing out our next two athletes. Now, I got to say, there's a special place in my heart for Lauren Bear. Lolo Bear from Fort Collins, Colorado, born 2001. I have seen her rock climbing since she was 9 or 10 or even younger. So it's just nice to see her kind of come back and try some stuff. I believe that's the same one. Yeah, it is. And on the men's side, we've got Ahad Ather from Wenatchee, Washington. I've also met Ahad a little earlier this year. Oh, yeah, a little earlier this year at a few of these NACS competitions. Very, very nice young man, for real. Did not expect or didn't even know that he was going to be like as much of a crusher as he is, but that just speaks to his humility, honestly. He has really upped his game this year, and I've been seeing him in a few more finals and getting a lot further in these competitions than I've seen him in the past. So, good luck to Ahad and good luck to Lolo. Lauren Bear still has not forgotten how to do this, apparently. Moving through very quickly, both athletes. Good pace. Let's see if this is something they can keep up the rest of the way. So with there is a clock on these athletes. They are timed in all of these. They have 6 minutes to complete the route. As long as this route is as tall as these routes are, looks like all these athletes have a pretty consistent tempo and pace. So I don't think that we're going to run into the risk of timing out. And maybe with some of these other athletes, we might see longer shakeouts that might have them rush a little bit at the end just to beat that clock. But I don't anticipate anybody's going to be rushing too much to get a top here. Lauren Bear moving so smooth through this route. Looking chill. In fact, I feel like she was maybe even looking at the route to her left a little bit there for just a moment out of curiosity. Haven't seen her climb in a while, but she is looking almost exactly the same as when I saw her last. Very confident on the wall, looking very, very smooth. There comes Ahad, able to match that side pull, deal with the feet, and get the clip. And a second clip. Lauren Bear looking comfortable. Has both her feet on the slopers there. Is getting a really good shakeout before she deals with this next section. Let's see if she can keep the tension in her feet long enough to make it a little bit further. All right, Lauren Bear going for the right-hand Gaston. Manages to keep it. And let's see what she does with her feet. Ahad Ather with the slip, but manages to save it. Incredible. A little boomerang move right there, bringing his right hand back down. And Ahad will fall right there. Fantastic effort from Ahad Ather. And Lauren Bear Nice foot slip with the right foot. Looked incredibly comfortable, but I think it was just a little bit of a lapse in focus on that right foot, and it cost her that right hand. She did move, however, I'm not really sure if they're going to give her movement for that next hold, so we'll have to keep an eye out on the results and see. But still, fantastic climbing from Lauren Bear and Ahad Ather. All right, let's see if we get a little change. Looking at the score, it does not look like they gave Lauren the plus there. So Sammy is still going to be in first place with Lauren in second. All right, folks. Up next, we've all been waiting for it. We've got Maly Dreher from Markham, Ontario. And, of course, Chris Sharma for the men out of Gava, Catalunya. Talk about a dichotomy of ages from the young to not so young. We've got Maly Dreher from Markham, Ontario, born in 2006. Chris Sharma, born in 1981. But we have definitely been seeing Chris for years and years and years climbing. I don't think we can really write him off at all in this competition. All right. Yep. And at, I believe that's, 43, that makes Chris the oldest competitor at this competition, but by certainly no means the weakest. That is not the case here. Let's see if Chris's experience, years and years, decades of experience, will suit him well in this new style of competition. So it must have, at least from Chris's perspective, this must be a real treat. You know, it's definitely for fun that he's doing this, but Chris has since opened up a gym in Spain. There are competitive boulders and routes like in his gyms. So it's not that he's unaware at all by any means that this style exists, and I'm sure he every now and again even like hops on and trains on this style so he can stay as informed with his community as possible. But back in the day when he was competing and for the X Games and whatnot, I'm sure there is a vast difference from the routes from back then to now. Speaking for myself, I can say that not even 10 years ago, a lot of these climbs used to just get harder by, making the hold smaller or making it a little slopier. But now we're getting a lot of different ways to test our athletes, whether that be just mental composure, dealing with more open hand like slopers, coordination, and even just sequencing and movement in general. So I've been loving it. We get a lot more well-rounded athletes, I believe, that way, and it's made for very fun competitions. All right, we got Maly on the right, making it through the sloper section with ease, managing to find that clip. And just to continue to speak on the changes from then to now, even the holds especially, dual texture was never really a thing back then, and now we see it everywhere. So it's been a really fun ride to see climbing change over the years into what it has, especially competition climbing. And to still see athletes like Chris still here, still crushing it, still fighting for high points. And he just might get it. This definitely puts Chris in second place as of right now. If he manages to stick this next hold, he will be in first. And he's just relaxing on that undercling. He looks like he's just taking a break up there. And that will be control of the crimp, putting Chris Sharma in first place in this competition so far. We still have a few athletes left that we'll need to see. But right now, Chris Sharma is in first place. Will we see a top? And an slightly early fall from Maly. And that will do it for Chris Sharma. Hear that crowd roar. Chris is a legend in his own right, and it's great to see him here competing with the new school and, showing him a thing or two. Here's another little bird's eye view from the balcony. Another big cheer for Chris Sharma. Ben still bringing that hype down there. That's right. New Jersey is the place to be right now. So if you're around and you're not doing anything, especially for the final, come on to Hackensack. Come on down to Hackensack. Go to the Goat Climbing Gym and volunteer. You can get yourself a free ticket, or you can go to the front desk and get yourself a ticket and watch the action. All right, and up next, for the women, we have JoJo Chi from Fort Lee, New Jersey, and Bryce Nix out of Shreveport, Louisiana. All right, both born in 2008. They're fairly new to the scene, but not really at the same time. Both of them have been competing for years and years in the youth scene, and now they're making they're doing big performances here in the NACS stage and beyond. So very excited to see what they bring to this route here. Both very composed and strong climbers. All right, both of these athletes making it through this first section pretty easily. All right, JoJo Chi making it to hold 16. Tricky little section. Manages to get that the hand switch and get that flip with ease. And then there goes Bryce Nix making it to 17 and 18. Little slip with the right foot, but manages to catch it. Good spot to do that, honestly. Now he can get a little shakeout, breathe, and regain some composure. Big breath out of Bryce Nix going out of the layback section into the second one. JoJo Chi eyeing hold 21. And if you'll notice, JoJo Chi has, I believe, one of the Japanese jerseys on. JoJo is very familiar with the competition world, has even climbed overseas in some World Cups, I believe. So, you know, it's a cool little treat when they go to these World Cups overseas. They get to potentially trade jerseys and shirts with the other athletes of other countries. So you'll see quite a bit of that, like in these NACS competitions. So even though they're from here, you might see them repping a different jersey, but you know, it's all love here. Love to see it. Bryce Nix made it to the undercling and is just, I think, preparing himself for this next section. He knows it's a tough one. And JoJo Chi made it through that slopey section and is into the slab bit. Can she keep her composure and get a new high point? Let's see. Controlled movement to the pinch. JoJo will take it and get the next clip. On the side pull. Finds the foot. And like I had said before, you can absolutely use those no-tech black holds. Looks like that hold is a little bit, like the good section of that hold is a little higher. Can't really see it from this vantage point, but it's on the right side. And if we look over to Bryce, he is making it through. Let's see if he can make it to this next hold. Little hesitant, gets the match, and slips on the next one. That's going to get him in a position to be in the final for sure. But not going to break away from the high point choke point that we see with the men so far. Oh, yeah. And with Bryce finished, we're going to have two more competitors in this semifinal round. 2 men, 2 women. Okay, folks. And up next, we have Melina Castanza from Seattle, Washington on the women's route, and Patrick Daly from Pittsford, Vermont on the men's route. All right. Melina Castanza, absolutely no stranger to competition, has been killing it, especially this past year in all these NACS competitions. Patrick Daly, he's pretty new to the scene as well. He's just about 18 years old, but this is certainly not his first NACS competition or competition in general. Definitely saw him in the youth scene prior to being in all these North American Cup Series competitions. So his performance obviously shows that he belongs here. So let's see if he can get at least high enough to make it the final. Melina Castanza making it through this route very quickly. Just past hold 16, onto 17 and 18, and about to move to the undercling. All right, Patrick manages to find the compression and settle that foot before reaching up for the layback. Melina Castanza on hold 21. Doesn't use a heel there, but does use a heel on hold 21. Molina is moving through this with the quickness, but with incredible confidence as well. Patrick managed to find a knee bar in the layback. I think I've seen a couple of athletes just try for this, but opted against it, but he seems to fit just right in that section. That might be a big payoff for him later. He's just getting a little bit more adequate rest than the previous athletes. If he can keep it together, he might get a little further. For someone this young, honestly, it might be a little treat for him if he was able to get a little further than Chris. Molina Castanza manages to find the pocket, all right, and she's in the same section where we're finding that high point. Can she get past where Samira Bisht fell? Really eyeing that right hand, and hits it. That's going to be a new high point for Molina Castanza. Finds the clip. Ooh, that rope is between her legs. Hopefully she can manage to get that out. There we go, safety first. And Molina is fighting for the top. You can see that fight. She's got the heel. Patrick also fighting, but Molina is eyeing the top hold. She's got all the time in the world. Let's see if she can hit it. Definitely going to be looking for that foot. And can she aim and hit it? And Molina Castanza will hit the final hold. And that is our first top in this semifinal round for both the men and the women. Molina Castanza. And Patrick Daly, also an impressive run, was able to make his way through that first initial checkpoint, or choke point, and make it just to where, let's see, just to where Jaden Perez was able to make it. Let's see what the judges say as far as their scores. But we can guarantee that we will see both of them in the final. All right, and that's going to give Patrick Daly 35, which puts him in third place so far. And Jaden Perez will hold on to his second place position. All right, folks, and as soon as we get this rope out of the way, we will be on to our final climber in this semifinal lead round. All right, folks, and our last climbers in this semifinal round will be Nora Chi on the women's route from Fort Lee, New Jersey, and Sergey Lochno from Sammamish, Washington. These two are also incredibly seasoned competitors. They have been in the youth scene for as long as I can remember, and have made an incredible showing out here in the North American Cup Series, consistently making semifinals and finals. And these are our last two climbers, so these are our first place qualifiers in the semifinal round. So they did the best in the qualifying rounds yesterday. However, remember, it starts back to square one. Like, that just informs the order, but does not change, or it keeps everyone at zero at the start of this. So the only thing that's going to matter as far as their ranks yesterday will be countbacks in the event of ties.
So in the men's case, you've definitely been able to see that in the higher hold going to that crimp on the volume. Anytime somebody's falling there, the person that placed ahead of them the previous day will also place ahead of them today. So it is really important to fight and keep fighting for every hold, because even a little movement or a plus sign will give you the edge against your competition. All right, both athletes. We got Nora and Sergey on the wall, both moving very smooth, good tempos from both athletes. Nora taking a minute to compose herself before going for that bigger move. And it hits the side pole, locks in the toe hook, and is able to manage to scramble her right foot up to the volume. Sergey Lotno finds the side pull and layback. He's going to shake out to a very big look back just so he can check out the next section. Nora keeping her feet low through this section, instead of bringing her left heel up to hold 21 like some of our other women athletes. Gets the Gaston, goes for the cross. Nora looking back, checking out her time. Both athletes are looking pretty good on time right now. Nora with a little bit more fight in her face right there. It's a bit of a reach, but manages to find it. All right, Nora's looking pretty comfortable on the wall. Same with Sergey, manages to find that second rest position. Get the clip. Nora Chi, left hand on the pink. Can she bring her right hand into the Gaston? Finds it, stays on the volume. Looking comfortable on that layback. Can she get this pinch and keep the pressure on that foot? Going back. All right, opting to get the clip first. Let's see what she decides. Either going to go up with the left hand from here to that next pinch, or she'll go back into the Gaston. Oh, yep, she's going back into the Gaston, bringing her foot up with the clip, possibly feeling a little bit more secure going for that move. All right, come on, listen to that crowd. Come on, let's go, Nora. Nora's figuring it out, but looking a little hesitant, but still comfortable on the wall. And here comes Sergey. Sergey with a little foot slip, but manages to find it. He is able to get the crimp on the volume. All right, if we're going to see any tops, or any more tops, we're going to see it here, folks. Nora Chi manages to find the pinch and make it into the side pull pocket. Nora finds the right foot. Hits the side pull. And throws for the left hand. Isn't able to get it, but will get the plus. Nora Chi will be climbing in tonight's final. Sergey Lotno still in it, looking for a top from Sergey Lotno. Can he get it? And that's going to beat Chris Sharma's high point. Sergey Lotno will walk away from the semifinal in first place. But please stay tuned. He wants that top. Let's see him find it. Sergey will be the only athlete to top this route if he finishes. Little Cordo move at the top. And hits the first hold, but cannot find the jump for the top on that one. So we will see no tops on the men's route, although very, very close. And that is a hype crowd out there for Sergey Lochno, almost getting the top. All right, folks. Folks, what a competition. He's had some incredible slips, some incredible saves, some unexpected high points, just all the drama. We love to see it. And with that, I will give you guys our results as they stand right now and tell you guys, again, preliminarily, who will be in our final tonight. In first place, we have Sergey Lochno for the men, and Chris Sharma, Jaden Perez, Patrick Daly, Bryce Nix, Ahad Ather, Anderson Fuhrer, and Vasya Vernikov. And that will be our top 8 going into the final. Granted, if there are any appeals or anything like that, we will be able to change that. So these are our unofficial results and finals lists. And now for the women. In first place, we've got Melina Castanza. In second place, Nora Chi. Third place, Samira Bisht. In fourth place, Jojo Chi. Fifth place, Lauren Bear. Sixth place, Elle Gordon. Seventh place, Maly Dreher. And in eighth place, Olivia Finn. And again, these results are preliminary. If anything changes, we'll be sure to let you guys know. But what a competition. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors, YETI, EP, Climbing for all their holds and volumes, and their walls, of course. Thank you so much. TruBlue, Kodiak bars, and the North Face as well. Thank you guys so much. We will be back live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for our final in lead. So please come back. Again, my name is Ahmed Toure. If you have any questions or just want to say hi, hit me up on Instagram, Ahmed Toure1. And hope to see you guys at the final.